Hello, good afternoon and welcome to Teleislas News with the most important news of the day. A large security operation will be deployed starting today by the island's authorities to ensure a safe New Year's Eve for tourists and residents.
In the Spratback area, the departmental government and the military forces announced the deployment of the security plan for the end of the year tourist season with the aim of guaranteeing security and coexistence in the island.
We have the three components. We have our Marine Infantry Battalion, which is about 150 men. We have a whole company of the National Army supporting us, a security company of the Air Force with helicopter, and the Coast Guard with 4 units available for patrols, a naval air helicopter that has the capacity to fly over the sea. There are approximately 500 people at our disposal so that we can have a safe New Year's Eve and a safe holiday season.
The Tourism Secretariat announced that they will be conducting inspection deployments to different tourist attractions on the island to ensure the safety of the hundreds of tourists who will arrive this season.
Also, the Secretariat of Tourism is providing in the different sites and tourist attractions information, personnel, and inspectors who will help the military and police forces to make sure that their stay in our department is conducted in the best manner in terms of quality. We are receiving more than 110,000 visitors monthly, so we hope that this season, at the end of the year and beginning of 2022, we are receiving at least this figure of 110,000 visitors and more.
Likewise, the authorities also called on the entire population to abide by all biosecurity protocols, considering that we are still in pandemic.
The maritime authorities on the island have defined the control and surveillance device during the end of the year season.
Departmental authorities and military forces need to define the control and surveillance device for the end of the year season. Port Captain Antonio Cantillo spoke to Teleislas News about the maritime activities that will be implemented.
The control device will be deployed in a coordinated and articulated manner together with the police, the governor's office, and the wharves permitted for this purpose. Likewise, in the maritime sector, we will have the support of the Coast Guard with a fast-tracking unit that will be available for any eventuality and a pilot-type boat to accompany the Coast Guard.
We hope to count on the support of the community and tourists, for whom safety must be paramount above all else. In that sense, the invitation is to have a good enjoyment of the maritime activities in a safe way.
The departmental management of the Office of the Controller General of the Republic in San Andres, Providence, and Santa Catalina shared the accountability report of its management in the last year.
The reconstruction of the archipelago of San Andres, Providence, and Catalina after the passage of Hurricane Iota is one of the projects being monitored by the controlled body. Another project under the watchful eye is the creation and implementation of the state social company Departamental Hospital of San Andres, Providence, and Catalina. Likewise, as a mechanism to facilitate actions between public entities, contractors, and/or organized citizenship, which contribute to the execution of projects of national, regional, or local interest, the participatory fiscal control strategy called Compromiso Colombia is being used for the following projects: the contract of construction of the CEMED Mega School, the contract construction of the adequacy of the Junin School, and the contract of reconstruction of the Lovers Lane Bridge. In addition, in order to ensure the defense and protection of public assets, the departmental management of the Controller Office is supporting the performance of several permanent follow-ups to public resources, among which is the following standout: resources allocated due to the sanitary emergency derived by the COVID-19 pandemic, school feeding plan PAE, and vaccination COVID-19.
And in other news, the great agricultural fair progresses in a satisfactory way at farmers' market, promoting the sale of local products in the department. On site is Sylvette Mitchell Archibald with more information on this activity.
Hello, Lisa, good afternoon. Where we are here in the Rapport section, where this big agriculture fair they go on right here in this section right here in the town section. We have a lot of agriculture, and precisely right here with the Secretary of Agriculture, Mr. Randy. We could talk about the advance we have right here in the site and the amount of agriculture they come out and they sell the local product where they sell this one, huh?
Good morning to everyone. Really, we're in the section of Akol from the Secretary of Agriculture of the department, in head of our Governor, Ever Harkin Shogri. We are here shubing with a campaign for our local food, presenting our agriculture, what they produce, what they have in this East section. We always have agriculture from all sections of San Andres. We invite our community to come out and buy our local product. In this festivity of Christmas is when we use the most of this our product, like potato, bosco, yuca. This is our identity. This is our culture. This is our tradition. So I just extending this invitation for our community. We have in Rockwall, this is one of the places that we have to show our agriculture, to show our commercialization. So we invite the people to come out and enjoy this day and eat our local food and be our agriculture presenting their product is very important. We need to see them, we need to know them, and we need to commercialize their product.
Yes, as how the Secretary of Agriculture and Fisheries say, we got them going here till 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So the entire community are invited to attend right here, and you can receive and get, you can buy your local product. As how he say, a lot of product with this agriculture people from rice agricultural people from the island sow them product, and then they're right here they have it. So they're going to be here from until 3 o'clock this evening. So the whole entire community are invited. This is the information from the Rockwall section. Lisa, continue studio with the most relevant information of the day.
Thank you, Sibeth. And today, the Colombian Senate, the bill that establishes August 1st as the National Day of Emancipation of the Raizal people, it was approved.
With this law, which is ready for presidential approval, the national and local governments are empowered to allocate resources to protect and promote the cultural identity of the Raizal people.
The inhabitants of San Andres, Old Providence, and Santa Catalina want to thank this Congress for having approved this law that declares that every 1st of August at departmental level, Emancipation Day will be celebrated, which is a historical landmark because in 1834, Philip Beekman went to free the slaves of the island of Providence, and with that, the shout of emancipation was emitted in our archipelago. And it has been an example for the Caribbean and an example in Colombia. That is why the 1st of August is a historical landmark, and the signing of this important project is very valuable to all Colombians.
The 1st of August will be then declared as the National Day of Raizal People. This bill achieves national recognition of the ancestral rights that the Raizal people and those who live in the archipelago should have, as well as the right of other communities in the country. This achieving important benefits that directly impact the social, cultural, education, and economic development of the island community.
In other news, the Secretariat of Culture advances the third open call for elections of new Cinematograph Council of San Andres, Old Providence, and Santa Catalina for the 2021 to 2023 period.
In order to ensure the election of the training and technical sectors to comply with the total conformation of the Cinematograph Council, Departmental Administration through the Culture Secretariat once again calls the Audiovisual Guild of the department to participate in the elections to be held for the third time to be part of the new Departmental Cinematographic Council of San Andres, Old Providence, and Santa Catalina to be held on Wednesday, December 22nd of 2021 at 9 a.m. in the facilities of the Cultural Center on the Hill. Those interested in running as candidates must meet the following requirements. Be a Colombian citizen of legal age or a foreigner who accredits 5 years of residence in the country. In both cases, you must have an OCRE card. To be nominated only for one representation. A minimum of 3 years of experience in film and or audiovisuals. In addition to these main requirements, the details of the call and the documentation to be submitted at the time of application may be consulted at the offices of the Culture Secretariat located on the Hill.
And now let's learn about other events that are making news in our brief news sections of today.
Officials of the National Police conducted in the department a prevention campaign against theft to commercial establishments in the downtown area of the island by handing out flyers and security recommendations. Therefore, this is done with the intention that the owners and managers of business strengthen the security of their premises. The Secretariat of Culture continues with the program Libraries Take Over Your Neighborhood, making educational and cultural activities by the group of librarians of the House of Culture. This time, the Morris Landing and Barrack neighborhoods were chosen for the development of the initiative, where they were reading stories to the children of these sites, as well as recreational activities were also developed. Through the Secretariat of Social Development, an awareness campaign was developed for the inhabitants of the different communities of the island so that recycling and its contribution to the reduction of solid waste in alliance with the company SBEA, several bags of usable solid waste were collected in the sector of St. Louis.